welcome back to another episode of Flagons and Dragons, the podcast where we talk about beer and then we play Dungeons and Dragons, and then that's all that happens. John, why don't you fill everybody in on what happened last week?
Oh boy, so much. We went to a land that was full of lava, and then we met a weird guy with weird face paint.
We talked a lot about pages and
meats. And the one who watches, the one who sees.
Yeah.
Man, I wrote this and I didn't even do that good with it. Well, damn. And then you fought some spider centaur things that are actually called driders for those of you in the know. But for those of you not in the know, spider centaurs. That'll do just fine.
And for those, for any Minecraft players, those would be spider jockeys. The spiders with the skeletons on the back.
Okay. Minecraft's for nerds, though, Bob.
You're right, because Dungeons and Dragons is not.
No, it's the coolest cool man sport ever. What are you talking about?
That's right.
I got girls all over me all the time. You don't even know.
You're absolutely correct.
Yep.
That's because you have a 19 charisma.
Don't you know it, my friend? I got this beanie of +4 to charisma.
Oh,
that's why you never see me without it.
I knew it was something to do with that.
Yeah.
All right, so enjoy. This is episode 103 of Flagons and Dragons, The One Who Sees. Woo! Follow Pontoon.
Right, we follow Stir.
So we all go that way.
Yeah.
So you see a large circular room. It looks like probably about 30 feet across. In the center of the room, you see a sort of bowl-shaped depression in the middle of the floor, with a narrow channel running from the bowl down another passageway to the southeast. So if you came in, it would be to your left, kind of over that way. Imagine the room was like a circle. Nobody's going to hear this, but it goes off like this. You guys came in this way, so 90-degree turn to your left would get you down this other passageway where this sort of narrow channel, like a gutter almost, runs from the bowl down the hall into another sort of lit room. The room is empty other than this, but the inside surface of the bowl and the channel are stained like a dark red.
And let me guess, they're super smooth.
Yeah, well, no. Actually, the bowl and the channel are sort of covered in this dark red-brown rust sort of thing that smells of rot and blood.
I know what it is. Dirk does not.
Yes.
Guys, is that blood?
Yeah, it's draining the blood away from a sacrifice room.
Is there anything on the walls? Any symbols? It's just all
super smooth.
Super smooth.
Super smooth. The title of the episode. Super smooth.
All right, so I'm still moving forward. So I'm entering a room now.
An altar?
Yeah, you're in the room. Yeah, with the bowl.
With the bowl.
Are any of our characters?
No, there's one more exit that you haven't gone down. So Pontoon charges ahead.
It's bloody colored.
Let's keep walking forward.
I don't
right.
like this idea.
Dirk follow Pontoon more.
No.
So Pontoon, you find yourself in a really large sort of room lit by these sort of iridescent fungus that hang from the ceiling. All around the floor, you see some other, they look like big red mushrooms, but they've got these weird, whipping tendril things around. And you notice as you enter the room, the tendrils start to flap a little bit more. And you think it's just a trick of the light, but it looks like this huge mound of mushrooms is starting to move towards you. But it's real slow, so you think it might not be happening. There's also a few stalagmites. Mites are on the ground.
Yeah.
Great.
Stalagmites, yeah.
Hang tight to the ceiling,
Yeah.
stalactite.
Yeah.
Might trip over a stalagmite. You see several of those sort of near the entrances of the room. And as you walk into the room, one of the stalagmites suddenly opens its gaping mouth full of crystalline teeth and whips at you with this huge-ass tentacle. Give me a grapple check.
And I'm no longer impeded strength-wise.
No, you're fine.
28.
Unfortunately, that is not as high as my 34.
Oh.
You are grappled. By this
Dun,
thing.
dun, dun.
Can I use my baleful utterance to explode the crystalline stalagmite?
Yes,
Or its
but
teeth or something?
first,
Or its eyeballs?
But
First-
first, a message from our sponsor.
yes. Let's roll initiative again to see whether this thing kills you and see how the actions go.
All right.
I'm gonna blow it.
Initiative combat.
Yes. Sean.
I rolled a 13.
13 for Sean. Pontoon.
25.
25.
14.
14 for Dirt. Pasquale.
Yeah.
And Raven.
11.
11. Okay, Pontoon. You get the first opportunity to do something. You are grappled. You can attempt to break it, or you can do damage to it because you are in a grapple.
I'm gonna use animal affinity, and I'm gonna buff up my strength,
Okay. Anything else?
and then I'm gonna try to ungrappleize myself.
Okay. Well, that you can do on your next action. Dart.
Dirt punch rock.
Yeah.
So the rock's grabbing Pontoon.
Basically, it looks it's a big old
just gonna-
stalagmite.
I'm just gonna say, "No hurt, friend," and punch it.
Okay.
Is this thing like the never-ending story rock monster?
Yeah, sorta. I mean, imagine him stalagmite and stuck to the ground, and with weird tendrils.
Yeah.
And a big mouth that's like. "Bruh."
Am I close enough to attack without moving?
No, you need to move.
Okay, so I will move, and then I will roll a 23 for my attack.
No.
Not good, fellas.
Well, you punch it,
But
your fist just clangs against rock.
okay. And I move so I don't get my second attack.
No.
Okay.
So, Sean,
I have no idea what to do.
would you like to delay?
Do something.
Yell at it. Try that.
Yeah.
Be really, really, really rude.
Break.
You're an ass.
That was a David Lynch
Yeah, what was
reference.
What
Dude,
was it? Ah, break. Yes.
Um,
Yes. Damn it! But I didn't get that.
Wadid.
yeah, I'm gonna hold an action.
Try Muad'Dib.
Okay.
Dropped a lot of movie references.
Try Muad'Dib. Muad'Dib. He's just staring at me like I'm crazy.
All right.
Dude, you gotta do the hand gesture, which I forget now.
Yeah, there you go.
Dylan, the roper, which is what this thing is called, drags you 10 feet closer to it. So you are now 30 feet away from it. Additionally, I'm going to need a fort save, as all these little, like, needly things and the tendrils stick into you, trying to suck the strength from your body.
Ooh, not good either. 12.
What happened to Pontoon?
Pontoon, take 4 strength damage.
Oh boy,
Again, temporary, but
not good.
yeah, that's actually a really good die roll for you on these 2d8 that I was rolling for the strength damage.
God damn.
Yeah, they're gnarly. Craven.
With knowledge, would I know if this is a crystalline creature?
He said crystalline teeth.
Crystalline teeth.
It is not crystalline.
Um,
I no longer have my Ziploc bag full of goblin shit. Damn it.
It's just spilled everywhere.
And the latest addition to
How
the
far
Hall
away
of
is Dylan from
Sentences
me?
you've never heard before.
We'll
I no
say
longer
10
have my
feet.
Ziploc bag of goblin shit.
You said on your next round you're gonna try and grapple again and try and break out.
Yeah, I'll try to break out.
I can cast Grease on Dylan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Done and done.
No concentration check this time. Now
Yeah.
what?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grease.
Hey,
What'd
you're
you cast?
greasy.
Grease?
Pasquale.
It's a
Okay.
plus 10 to grapple. Something. Let me find it.
Pasquale Vasquez closes his eyes and whispers a beguiling or a baleful utterance. He says Pontoon's name backwards. It's Newt Knob.
Newton up.
Newton up.
And I want to blow his fucking teeth out. I want to
Oh,
blow his
plus 10.
fucking crystal teeth out of his fucking head.
That's fun. Roll two UFOs for me.
There you go.
44.
44. Oh Lord. Not all of the things teeth shatter, but a good number of them do.
Not quite 44 of them.
Yeah. The cloud of red, not cloud, I guess they're more of a mass. The swarm of red fungus moves ever closer, which brings us to Pontoon. You're greasy now.
What do you mean now?
Greasier.
You took away my 4 points. I'm back to my normal.
It all over you.
So normally it's an 18.
So, yeah, what do you want to do?
It's 28 in addition to whatever I roll.
Okay. Strength.
Oh, not 20.
Oof.
Dylan, you rip
That is our
Pontoon.
first critical.
First critical.
3 episodes in.
Pontoon, you managed to rip the tendril clean off this thing. It would let out a scream if it could make any noise, but it can't, so it makes the scream face. That is the noise. That is the noise that the roper makes.
Mine was kind of a cross between Home Alone and Edvard Munch.
Yeah, that's some munch. That's
Um,
some good munching in.
And then we have Derp.
Derp Punch Rock.
Punch Rock, Derp. How good Derp Punch Rock?
18?
To hit total?
Yeah.
Oh no, son.
And
I mean,
that's-
you hit. You hit. You
Yeah?
just don't do any damage.
Okay.
You don't. You're still looking for a fleshy part to
All
hit
right.
on his.
Second attack with my left hand.
Sure.
How about a 21? How does that sound?
It sounds
How
like
does a 21 grab you?
it sounds like clang, but it doesn't seem to affect the day.
Son
you
of
know.
a cock! All right.
It's always
I'm
an
all out
option
of
to run
ideas.
away, boys and girls.
Are you trying to kill us?
I ain't trying to kill
I've
anybody.
tried one thing.
Well, that's actually
I'm
my
all
job
out
is
of
to try and
ideas.
kill you. Sean, that is you.
I'm gonna throw a negative energy ray at it.
Ready?
Will for half.
You tell him he'll never amount to anything.
Yeah.
Your solo EP sucked.
Fuck's sake. 14.
14 is the DC.
Yes, sir.
Just barely passes.
10. 10 damage.
Yes, sir. Takes the 10 damage.
Takes it right up the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Right up the ass. Do
Oh,
stalagmites have asses?
Yeah,
We'll
you just
find
can't
out.
see them.
Fair enough.
All right, it whips out with another tendril. Ooh, loads. That's the
Doesn't
sound of me
sound
rolling
good.
great.
Doesn't sound good for us.
Craven, I need a grapple check.
Oh, shit balls.
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't me?
Yep.
Oh, damn it.
The weird thing about these tendrils is it's one of the weird fleshy parts on it. Like, these are, like, stretchy. They're not stony like the
Right.
rest of the creature is.
14.
Okay. You are fully wrapped in this thing. You're about 50
Somebody
feet
find
out.
the stalagmite's asshole, quick.
45 feet out, we'll say.
It might be entertaining just to watch him slowly get pulled in and becoming more increasingly. He's going to try singing a couple times. He's going to try pleading with it. He's going to try pleading.
Craven, it is your turn.
Bribery.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah.
No.
The seven,
Motherfucker, I'm grappled.
the 5 stages of being grappled.
Disbelief. Bargaining.
I'm not grappled.
Denial.
Disbelief. Disbelief is not a stage of anything.
It's okay.
It's one of the stages of being grappled.
Ah, okay. Good.
It goes denial, disbelief, shitting your pants, coughing.
Pooping your pants.
And
We gotta
then-
get the other synonym in there.
Right, coughing, and then the 5th one is just
Bargaining.
screaming.
Oh, yeah. Acceptance.
Acceptance, which is
It
screaming.
is screaming.
I accept.
What you think of Craven?
Either slow or grease, but both of them have
Somatic
I have
components.
to do a concentration check for.
I got you covered.
You could sing.
I got you covered.
I could sing, but I don't know what I would sing.
Let me go.
Sing something in the public domain.
Suggestion, am I doing it?
But I don't know if it's got a brain. It's a rock. Would I know if it has it? Would I know if... Can I do a knowledge check?
We're also
to
being
see
attacked
if
by a
it's-
fungus, right?
Oh, the fun
They're
guys
not
are
there
coming.
yet.
Well,
The fun guys are coming.
There are fungus among us.
Yeah, roll a knowledge. I'll see if you know.
knowledge what? Engineering?
Knowledge Arcana.
Knowledge arcana. 18?
Yeah, you got a feeling. It's got some kind of brain.
Got some sort of brain.
I just rolled a nat 20 on a knowledge arcana.
It's got a brain.
It's got a brain.
So
It's
she
got a brain.
has a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. Or...
Yeah, tonight's gonna be a good night.
Suggestion.
So she
I'm
should
going to
probably get
suggest to it that I taste bad.
What's the DC on that?
I taste really
I
bad.
taste
You don't
like
want to
dirt.
eat my ass.
There it is.
Eating ass is really not that bad.
Agreed.
Serpent's a great place.
DC's 10 plus half my level plus charisma modifier. So 14 plus.
I fail.
Thank God.
That's a 3 on the die. 3 on the die.
Does the rock cover its ears with its tentacles?
Plus 4, so it would have been 18.
It's rock ears.
It preferred. Never mind. That's a bad joke.
What?
A rock and roll joke versus sarcasm.
It really likes rock and roll because it's a rock. You get it?
Right.
Is it spitting out?
Well, it hasn't had a turn to act yet,
Okay.
but you get the
Better
feeling
than
that your song is reaching its rocky ears. Pasquale.
I'm just gonna start firing bananas at these mushrooms that are running at us
Solid.
because I feel like I'm kind of tripping at this point.
That works. Roll an attack roll for your banana blasts.
Is it a swarm of fungi? Or is
No,
it
they're
one?
individual fungies,
Okay.
but I'm treating it like a swarm, sort of.
26.
Yeah, oh yeah, roll damage.
Well, what's your damage?
It's 5d6.
Yeah,
5 Yahtzees. 5 Yahtzees, please.
5
Oh
Yahtzees.
yeah. 5 Yahtzees.
Ooh, 22.
Ooh, yeah, you cut a large banana-sized hole in this fungus.
It's almost a plant.
Yeah.
Are those bigger?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah. You would not be confused.
So yeah, you cut quite a path through the fungus.
Those are other kind of bananas. There's like 137 different types of
I think that's an
bananas.
exaggeration.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Pontoon, what are you doing?
I'm easily
forgot.
convinced.
Well, I'm covered in grease, so how does grapple work with me now? Because if I try to grapple somebody and I'm greasy, it probably goes against me, doesn't it?
Let me see if I can dispel it.
Yeah, you can, as a free action.
I forgot to do this on my move.
Oh.
So I can just dispel it now.
Yeah,
Because
go ahead.
maracas is a free
Um,
action, right?
I'm just going to take my flaming great axe and I'm going to chop the one that's grabbing her, even though
Lovely, roll an attack roll.
she's just dissuaded it, but I'm going to damage it anyway, hopefully. Roll a what?
Attack.
Okay. Oh, good. 17.
That'll hit. What's the damage on that?
3d6 plus 3, and one of the 6s is fire damage.
Fire? Okay.
That's everything.
Roll an extra d6 on that fire
there you go.
damage.
Red one's a fire damage.
Got it. That makes sense, because red.
Right, fire's red, mostly.
Fire is 6, the other ones are 9,
Alright,
so. what is
roll that
15?
fire damage an extra time.
15.
As it seems to
3.
howl, especially in pain. Especially, I say.
Especially 3.
Especially
The second roll was a 3.
3. So what's the total?
9 fire and
9 fire and
18.
9.
Oh, it yelps in pain. Yelps.
Wait, I thought you said it couldn't make noise.
Yeah, well, it yelps.
It made a yelp face this
Yeah,
time.
yeah, it's again with
Got
the
it.
yelp face. And withdraws the tentacle tendon thing.
Didn't come off. Actually. So it just damaged it, didn't come off.
Yeah, it drops Craven and brings its little like tendrils back, and then it just seems to look at you guys angrily for a moment, licking its tendril. Is the face that it makes.
3 different faces, so it's got a screaming in pain,
it's very
a
expressive.
yelp
Yelp,
face.
a mighty yelp, as they say.
Yelp?
Right.
Is it a yelp or a yelp?
He's like a
It's
silent
kind of a
movie
yelp.
actor.
Yelp. And then now it's
A
got
lot of
a
micro expressions.
whiny licking its wound face.
Yeah.
This thing Take pictures. It's pretty miraculous.
Derp.
Dirt punch rock.
Punch rock, derp.
How's that working for you?
How does a 28 grab you in the nuts?
Oh, it does.
All right.
You managed to punch it in the tongue as it's making its...
Right. Exactly right.
Punch it in its rock tongue. I don't
Where
know.
did my UFO go? Here's another one. Let's try this one. 19.
Right in the kisser. Right in the kisser. At this point, it makes the closed face. It lemon faces? Is that what we're calling it?
Lemon face?
I always learned it as mouse face. But
Lemon
yeah.
face.
Ah.
Lemon face.
So it goes to lemon face.
Uh-huh.
To cover all the squishy parts. And is now just sitting there making the lemon face.
So it's a rock.
So
Protector.
we're
So it's a little
So it's
roly
still
poly.
like
It's a
my-
roly poly.
Yeah.
Okay.
At that point, we can go off initiative. The fungus is still sort of creeping towards you. Depends on if you want to deal with that.
Anybody have fire?
Anyone
Can I
take
punch
samples?
it? I still have a second attack.
You can punch. Well, no, you're not in range to
Not
punch.
in range?
those. Yeah,
Okay.
they're
How
not
big is
close
it?
enough.
How big is it? How many of them are?
A lot. Over 20.
If I spend almost all of my pee-pee, I can breathe acid at it again. I can breathe acid one more time.
Is that what you want?
Hold off on that. Let me see if I have a scale.
Or is there a reason to? Is there doors behind it?
Yeah, there's, you see 2 more holes in the ground.
Do we want to keep going or try the other door? We've got a door that we didn't try behind us.
That's right. I feel like I'm.
Well, we have
Let's make it.
we still don't.
You'll see down the hall with this fungus in it, which you would assume to be the end of the straight hallway from when you originally came down on this level. So you've basically traversed like 3/4 of a full loop with 2 down holes.
If Derp had a wisdom higher than 7, he would probably think it was odd that we were taken into this temple to see the one who sees, and then we just fell down a hole. And now
Yeah.
we're just being attacked by things. It's very strange.
I agree. This is.
Perhaps the one who sees had something to do with those elves. That how many? We feel like we can have a full conversation at this point because this thing is just.
Well, the
creeping.
fungi are kind of scurrying towards you, but if you head back to the room with the bowl depression, you'd be just fine.
Go back. We can get the fungi later.
Okay.
Really?
Alright.
I didn't think that would work.
Really?
Yeah, we should go talk.
Yeah, I know my limitations. I'm dwindling as far as
You
my.
need your pee-pee.
Well, and there's
My
still
pee-pee
light
is
at
worth
the end of
needing.
the other hallway. Maybe it's the way out.
Is that another sentence? My pee-pee is worth needing. Is that?
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard most of that sentence before. The last word was different.
all right, well, let's go back and have a talk then. Let's at least,
So we're in the ballroom.
yeah, let's get out of here and go to the ballroom. Let's take a nap.
Yep.
Let's take a nap.
Let's recharge.
Still don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
have to sleep.
I do, but I still have quite a few spells. I can...
Derp would have no opinion, but I don't know that that's a good plan. Above board. We are in a dungeon.
You're
And,
not sleepy? More meat in the morning.
well, I mean, Derp's a little sleepy, but
Let's go see what's
You're
down the
rubbing
other.
his eyes.
no.
He's getting grumpy.
No, he never touches his face. He's broken his nose 16 times, so he's learned not to touch his face.
Kevin does not want to sleep in the room that smells like blood.
Does he have corks on his
Corks on his forks.
He's got a cork on his fork and an eye patch. Yeah, so I mean, Derp just follows, but Bob says, "This is weird."
Yeah. Bob is right.
I feel like you're gonna have to do this a lot, Bob.
Yeah.
I would tend to agree that it's not smart to sleep here with advancing moss or fungus, whatever. And
Well, let's go into that other room that we didn't go.
yeah, let's go. Let's double back.
Okay, so we double back into the hallway from the pit that you dropped down to
Yeah,
get to
and
here.
we went left to get here, so let's go straight.
So you go straight down the hallway, and you find yourself in the room with the fungus about 50 feet to the west.
Oh.
So it's just another door.
So they
to the
both
same
lead the
room.
same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just fucking kill this thing and move on and find a better place to sleep.
You see the fungus now. It had like stopped and sort of made like a little line across the threshold of the other doorway, and now you see a little scurry.
Starts
As
coming
they
towards
start, glacially moving towards you.
And there's 2 more holes in this room?
Yeah, 2 more holes.
Who did you did attack? Why don't you attack it a few more times? Because you've got good brain stuff.
Alright, I'll start unloading on it.
Anybody else have a ranged flamey thing or anything? I got my acid, but that'll take me out.
I just like the image of Pasquale just standing down like a gunslinger against the mushrooms of death.
He pulls 2 bananas out of a guitar case.
Yes, and then just makes out with Salma Hayek for years. Oh, Salma Hayek. All right. I hope you're listening.
I doubt it.
Roll a percentile.
I know, right? And fail. All right, so Pasquale, as you start just pew-pewing all over the place into these mushrooms, you hear a distant roar come from below, from up these holes that are on the far side of the room.
I'll start roaring too while I'm shooting.
How does that sound?
Derp scared.
It's coming below us.
Yes, it's coming closer and closer.
Let's all turn invisible and wait to see what happens. I'm gonna find a lamp to hide behind.
I had an old character once that was a knight, and he had no magic spells, but he would just get burlap bags and write like invisibility or like magic circle against evil on it. So he just put the invisibility burlap bag over his head, and he'd be like, "Well, I can't see him, so I must be invisible."
It's known as the bug bladder beast of trawl defense.
Yeah.
So mind-bogglingly dull. Figures it.
Roar's getting louder. You guys standing your ground or are you running? That's
I'm
the
gonna lean
information I'm
over
trying to...
my shoulder while I'm shooting. Like, what the hell do you guys want to do here?
Roar back.
I mean, I'm roaring here.
How close are we to the holes?
Where you guys are standing, the hole the roar is coming from is probably about 80-90 feet.
Is this thing like taking any damage?
No, it's. I don't think that's what
No,
we're.
the how much fungus is left?
At this point, none.
Okay.
So stop shooting then. God.
Yeah, what are you
So,
doing?
I'm
Nice,
gonna-
whoa! Nice
Having
shooting tags.
Flashbacks.
I'm gonna make my way over to one of the holes and look down.
Fungus nom.
Yeah. The Mexican American.
So Sean has announced that he's going to look down the hole, just to catch the rest of you up that didn't hear that. And I'm going to need Sean to roll me a fort save.
I have no constitution.
Oh, so it's effectively 0. So whatever your class gives you for a fort save, your base fort.
Oh, awesome.
Well, hi.
18.
That's good.
Pretty
That's real good. Nah. Well, here's the good news. Even with that roll, you're fine.
Sweet.
You feel your limbs start to stiffen up for a second, but they don't.
I'm immune to any effect that
Ooh, I
requires
get
a
that.
fort save.
Oh, I'm gonna kill this character.
Yeah, you
That's
are.
what's gonna happen.
That's like so. It's like when you start to get a leg cramp in the middle of the night, and then you force yourself to relax, and it goes away, and that's the greatest feeling in the world. And then you roll over to go back to sleep, and then your leg cramps up.
Try to push the shit out of you.
So,
Yeah.
Sean, you see a large figure coming, like just rising as though it's floating up this passageway at a pretty breakneck speed. Sean, are you going to stay or no? Are you going to back away from the hole?
Well, now that I know that you want to kill me,
Yeah.
I'm going.
Your character is now my arch nemesis.
I'm gonna retreat a little bit and say, hey, there's something huge coming.
Derp punch. And Derp runs towards the hole.
Okay, so his
And
derp is...
as he's running across the
Okay.
room, he's windmilling his right fist like this,
I love it.
like a cartoon.
So as you're running towards the hole,
He's winding up.
you see one, like, eyeball on a stalk poke up over the edge of the hole, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one.
Does it look like this?
It looks like this. It is, I'm calling this an eye beast.
An eye
Wizards
beast.
of the Coast. It is it is the kind of monster that beholds things
Right?
with its eye. So what you're looking at is it basically looks like that figure. Listeners at home, this is like a big
There's a
old...
picture. There's a picture on the episode page.
There's a picture on the episode page.
Doom, the guys from Doom.
Yeah, like a
Or
cacao beast or whatever those things
Trouble
are
in
called.
Little China.
Think of a tennis ball with a whole bunch of eyes on tentacles.
There you go.
Yeah, that's and a big eye and a big gaping mouth full of razor sharp teeth.
But it is walking on legs.
Nope, it is
No, it is
floating.
floating.
And it fascinates you?
Can I?
It doesn't fascinate. No,
Oh.
Does a lot of other
it
things.
does a lot of mean things.
How big is it?
Large size.
Would I know if it can see through enchantment with all of its eyeballs?
Possibly. You have no idea. Roll me a knowledge.
You
Knowledge
guys
planes.
Think, you guys think that eye contact with this thing is bad?
Which I...
Well,
Yes.
it's got like 11 eyes.
Don't stare
That's
it
what
in the
I mean.
eye.
I can blind fight with it if that would be safer.
Um,
What do you guys think?
It's got eye lasers.
yeah, I
So
just
looking away from it doesn't help.
above board.
19?
Its eyes do real nasty things.
But it has nothing.
But
to do
it's
with
not
me. Yeah.
Contact.
Okay.
It's
Gotcha.
it shoots
Crystal, you know
magical
about
beams
this
out of its
eye
eyes.
beast that it won't be able to see through.
Fuck that! It's a beholder.
It's a beholder. You know, I thought it was a good gag, okay, Bob? I was trying to use my joke voice. The joke voice didn't come
I
through.
missed that.
Are we in combat?
About to be.
Okay.
You know that it can't see through, like it's not like it has like true seeing or something like that where it would see through illusion, but its main central eye shoots out a 150-foot cone of anti-magic. So any magical effects
So no
in
glamour,
place,
no. Okay.
yeah, is nullified. So whatever, magic, psionics, whatever, 150-foot cone off this thing, if it's looking your direction,
Psionics too.
doesn't work, yeah. Or if you have like
unless
an
it,
ongoing
unless it
buff on you.
closes its eye.
Yeah, it's the good news is the eye lasers that it has also don't work inside that cone.
Yeah.
So at this point,
I'm gonna start singing.
So if I'm running, if Derp is running across the room, by the time he gets there, is it fully out of the hole where he could aim a shot at its central eye?
yes, you have a 40-foot move, correct?
Yes.
You large size?
I am large.
Are you a barbarian?
I am.
So you got a 50-foot move.
No, I
Did
think
you get the plus 10?
I think it's 40.
Just 40?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's
No.
30.
Oh, really?
That's what it says.
Well, all right then. 30 it is then. Yeah, you can. I'll give you a quick attack on it
Okay.
before we go
I
into
will
initiative.
sing a song of inspiring courage.
Well, you can do that on your initiative.
I thought I could get there before combat.
Nope. Nope, nope, nope,
All right,
nope.
so I'm rolling an attack.
Roll your attack.
That is a 26.
It will hit.
All right.
Cut up an eyeball.
So.
You're like called shouting it to the eyeball.
Yeah.
Roll me a percentile.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 50-50. 50 high hits.
91.
91. Right in the old smackaroo eyeball.
All right.
Smackaroo.
That is 21 damage to the central eye.
Jeez. Roll a d4 for me.
Will do. 4.
For 4 rounds, that eye will be shut.
Nice. Casters go.
All right.
Did we roll initiative?
Yeah, I want everybody to go ahead and roll initiative now.
I'm going to use my fire.
So to sort of change things up, this combat is brought to you by Crappy Beer. Well timed, Bob. Well timed.
Thank you. I've been working on that one all
Bob,
week.
why don't you kick us off today? What crappy beer are you drinking?
Well, today I am drinking what is known as the, I think it's a Budweiser.
Oh, I've not heard of that.
I think it's German. It looks like, I think it's kind of a German spelling, so I think it's Budweiser.
Budweiser?
Budweiser.
Oh, because the W is a V in German.
Yeah, I think.
Import.
So I think it's an import. Well, I don't know. It says right here St. Louis, so
That's big.
I'm not sure. Anyway, it's real shitty. It's kind of, I'm halfway through one bottle. I'm already getting a little bit of heartburn. So I'm not sure that's a good idea. It has kind of a water start
Okay.
with kind of pissy undertones
Oh yeah.
and sort of
I'm familiar with those.
Yeah, sort of a
Not that I drink pee, but that I'm familiar with a pissy undertone in my beer.
right,
do
and
drink
sort of
pee.
a lack of finish. Not really much of a finish to it, other than the heartburn, which
Yeah.
is obviously delightful.
Oh, that's a finish of its own.
Yeah.
So
And it says it's the king of beers. I don't know. It must be maybe a brand that was brewed for royalty originally or something like that.
It
Well,
sounds European.
Yeah, that's why I think it's German.
well,
Yeah.
we don't respect kings here in America.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, we abolished those
Mm-hmm.
some 300-ish years ago. I can't do mental math right now.
It's quite all right.
Carry the one.
So what what attribute modifiers would you say that this beer grants you, Bob?
Oh, it's definitely like a -3 to intelligence.
Okay, yeah.
Like I feel dumber
Uh-huh.
just drinking it. Just after just a half of one, I feel dumb
Dumb.
than usual.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dumb to begin with.
You'd say you feel a little bit more into the music of the band Nickelback after getting about halfway through.
You know, I kind of wanted to hear a little Nickelback or
Did you just call them Knickerbocker?
Knickerbocker.
That's
that
the
not what you
German.
said?
It's
See?
the Budweiser coming out there.
See,
I'm gonna emphasize my use of the hard K there,
Right.
Because I got nervous.
right.
But yes,
Yeah.
word, great.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great way to end that particular rating.
What are you drinking?
Well, I'm drinking a Miller High Life, the champagne of beers, which obviously gives you a +2 to awkward endings.
Clearly.
The thing that I first noticed when cracking into my first one of these is that it's got these sort of subtle notes of like vinaigrette or foot odor to it. Sort of on the back end, it's got that sort of like it noses like a foot.
Right.
Starts like your typical crappy beer where you're like, oh yeah, this has been sitting in a bottle for a
At
long
least a
time since Nixon was in office, and then you finish with that sort of, you breathe out and all you get is that vinegary, I've been doing aerobics without socks for a while sort of thing. The beer says established in 1903 on it, so I assume this beer was made in 1906.
Yeah. That's about right.
What else? So it's aged to foot perfection. In terms of the attributes that I feel like this beer gives me, we already mentioned the +2 to awkward endings of segments. I feel like there's also, depending on how many of these I drink, there's a variable -2 to +8 for strength. So you start at the -2.
That's a wide range.
Where I try and figure out whether this is a twist off or not, and it's
Right.
not quite working as a twist off, and then suddenly it goes. So there's the -2, and then I feel like if I had about 13 of these, I'd want to fight a guy in a visor.
And you'd be right to do it.
So Sean, what do you got?
I am doing the PBR. All the rage now with
The beard sporting hipster set? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying right now?
great hipsters.
Two,
with
three guys
Perhaps-
sitting around a table with beards.
Yes.
Perhaps the guys that even wear their black woolen beanie in 90-degree weather?
Guys like that.
Wearing all black t-shirt every day? That kind of hipster?
I would never say that.
Do you want to talk about French New Wave cinema right now? I'm just kidding.
No.
Continue with your talk about PBR.
No, I do not.
Thanks. My beer was established in Milwaukee, so it's a States beer,
Hey, mine too.
unlike some others. This one's 1844.
Ooh. It's almost a
It's
Civil
been
War
around,
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was before they knew what beer actually was.
Yeah, this is true.
Because this just tastes like carbonated. Well, piss is a good word
Yeah.
that you used earlier.
Yeah.
Carbonated piss. So, I don't understand how this caught on in the college circles, and I mean the cheapness of the beer. Yes, I understand. You can purchase quite a few for a little money,
Oh, yeah.
but I mean it gives you a headache almost instantly.
I know that story all too well.
You know, as far as attributes and stuff, man, it's got to do with like a -3, maybe 5 to like fortitude save or
Oh,
something.
wow.
Just
you feel earthier. After
yeah,
that.
just because I mean you're doing it to yourself, and And
It's like maybe a +3 to masochism and a -4 to fortitude.
yeah, I mean, you start ripping them, and then you just make yourself sick. And then the next day, of course, the headache, the dry.
Yeah.
All around, just a shitty beer.
Fantastic. Well, that's a pretty good roundup of shit beers we got there. We had the Pabst Blue Ribbon, also colloquially, I've had a couple of import Budweisers. A couple of the Pabst Blue Ribbon, known colloquially as the PBR. We have the Miller High Life, and I had the unknown possible import beer, the Budweiser. Budweiser.
Yeah.
The king of beers. So, as our motorcycling neighbor drives off into the fucking sunset, we will now return you to the combat. Enjoy.
And Sean.
I rolled a 17.
Pontoon.
Well,
Derp.
how do you feel about an 8?
I feel real good about an 8 for Derp. Pasquale.
21.
21. Wow, that's big. I had to process that through my Spanish brain. 21.
I still don't know what it means.
21 for the casual Texan listener.
Yep, still
Hey.
don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot we had one here.
I believe if you
Blackjack.
check the rules, you will see that rule number 435A says don't mess with Texas.
Oh, lords. What you got, Craven?
13.
13 for Craven. So that will start us off with Pasquale.
Speaking of Texan, if a bunch of tumbleweeds kind of roll into a pile and stand up, and it kind of looks like a snowman, that's a Texan snowman.
Ha!
So there's an edit point.
Now you can't, so fuck you.
Pasquale, what you got?
I'm gonna just start unloading bananas at that thing's eyeballs.
All right, fire me off a banana, please.
No, you can't just make the sound. You have to actually do it.
That sounded right. Yep. 26.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. Roll damage.
Oh yeah.
Here. 5 Yahtzees,
All the
please.
To 20.
Dang. You guys are taking a healthy chunk out of my beholder before you can even do bad things.
It's an eye beast.
You flip-flopper. John McCain. Political commentary. Sean.
Message!
I'm going to cast. I'm gonna fuck this up, but desiccate.
Yeah, that's okay. You're going to make him really dehydrated.
Boom! I'm gonna evaporate some goddamn moisture. All right, so that's fort.
So you speak the language of moisture evaporators?
Yes. Fort partial.
What level spell is that?
That is.
I make it because I'm.
What's your casting set?
My casting set.
Stat.
Necromancer?
The power of Christ compels.
7.
Stop it.
Oh,
Sure.
charisma. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the modifier?
5.
He fails.
Will I break your heart if I continue?
Okay. So
I'll stop before that.
3.
Newt Nop. You know what my name backwards is? Crud.
Bud. It's mine.
Good luck. You have to start with the
14.
last name. No, all 7 of them.
Lauxa.
All right, so 14 points of desiccation damage.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Dehydration.
He looks a little less slimy and bemoans that fact as he's suddenly down a third of his hit points and not even getting to his round. Craven.
Good job there.
I'm going to inspire courage. Can I have inspire courage 1 and +2.
Are you gonna say?
Can I use +2 more than once a day?
Oh yeah, you can use plus. I would just use +2 all the time.
There we go. +2 all the time. You all feel really brave. +2 to attacks and damage.
The rave.
Yay, Sir Robin.
Oh, Lord. All right. Man, this beholder's never going to open his eye again. Pontoon.
What else is in the room with us? I just assessed nothing. We're just.
Yep, just you guys and the beholder.
And how far away am I? Because I only am a 30-foot. I'm also a 30-foot mover.
You're probably about 60 feet away at this point.
How far can I move if I just move?
You could charge
Run,
60
whatever,
foot.
charge. Oh, but then I can't do anything.
No, you can attack. One single attack.
I would like to grapple it.
Charge
I
and
wanna
grapple?
Charge it and grapple it.
Okay,
That might be too much.
sure.
Yes.
No, let's do it. Let's do it. High adventure.
Just gonna
Fuck.
tackle the thing out of the midair.
Man, balls, do it. What? Okay, what do you need from me?
I need a grapple check, please.
24.
I roll a 1 on the die, so you fully have this thing bear hugged. In fact, I would say that you have wrapped around behind this thing, and you're like fish hooking it from either side.
It's big eyeballs.
No, yeah, it's big, it's big mouth. It's big mouth.
So now it's really smiling.
Yeah, now you've made it smile.
Can I hump it a little bit? Should I show it? Show it.
Show it who's boss.
I'm rocking.
It does have a little sphincter back there for a
Let's
waist.
try to slip
It's
in.
a cloaca.
That's okay, because my wang. You mean my wang? What movie's that? What movie is that?
You have out-referenced me, sir.
You mean my wang? Anybody can call it on that one? Very random
A
quote.
little game for the folks at home.
Peggy Sue got married.
Well, I would have never,
I never in a
1,000.
million years.
No.
Fucking Nick Cage says, "You mean my wang?" It's like, God, how can I get that out of my brain?
Oh, never again.
So
Never
I'm grappling it from behind, and I'm
Roll
trying
your
to
spike damage
pump it.
as you
So he puts his
successfully.
wang in his cloaca.
Yeah, and the spike's in its back.
And 3 times a day, my poison can be activated, which it is right now.
All right.
He's like,
All right.
Fuck
Fuck
you.
guys.
What's the will save or what's the fort save on that? It's probably not a 25. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
No, Fort says DC 14.
Okay, yeah, no, so I'm fine
Okay,
on
so
that.
now just my spiky damage.
Yeah,
Does this thing have any allergies?
gluten. Gluten.
1d8 plus 3.
Throw bread in it.
1d8 plus 3.
So, as Pontoon
That's it.
pulls his mouth
No,
open,
that's
we
not
throw loaves of rye down its gullet.
Pumpernickel.
6 damage.
6 damage total.
The spiky.
All right.
Roll better. Here, get a different die. That one sucks ass.
It's my turn. Okay. Derp. Roll me a will save.
Okay. Glad to. 15?
Derp. You really feel like this beholder is your best buddy, your friend.
Derp love beholder.
Dylan, roll me a will save as another beam shoots out of another eyeball.
Make it bad.
Oh, it's gonna go bad. I've never heard of a combat with the beholder going well.
15.
15. Dylan, you're asleep.
Night night.
I just crumpled to the floor.
Yeah. If you take any damage, obviously, because you're roused, you go to sleep. Let's see here.
Is that, no,
Do I
it's
feel like-
not a saving throw against
Does
trauma
Dirt feel
fear,
like
right?
You don't feel compelled to attack your compatriots. You just feel
he
like,
feels like this guy's kind of charming?
yeah, why
Yeah.
are mommy and daddy fighting? Is
Yeah.
sort of the.
That
You
was
just want them to love each other.
Save for him for charm or fear, was it?
No, for sleep.
And my auto hypnosis has nothing to do for that, probably. I can't will myself to avoid that.
I don't think so.
It
No.
doesn't say anything about it, so I'm assuming.
All right. Pasquale, give me a will save. Another beam shoots out at you. 8. You are floating in the air, sort of spinning end over end. She telekinesis you up. Craven, roll me a will save.
16.
16, you say? Oh, never mind. The DC's 17. Take 24 points of damage as you are inflict moderated.
Oh.
And what lucky one are you going to get,
You said
Sean?
24?
Yeah, 24 points.
Not so good.
So he's going through his mental Rolodex trying to figure out what can affect the guy that nothing affects. Not even the Shawshank Redemption brought him to tears. No, that's a fort save. I roll to disbelieve your immunities.
Are we able to see
I can disintegrate undead. I know that for a fact. Now he's showing me a laptop. No Constitution save immunity unless the effect also works on objects or is harmless. Boom! Disintegrate. Roll that fort save. Roll high. Add your charisma. Disintegrate affects objects.
Oh, okay.
Ergo, disintegrate can affect you. Add your charisma to it. Okay. I'll just do it that way. I think I remember vaguely reading that about undead.
Sure, we'll take it.
19? So you don't dissolve into a puddle of nothingness.
Yay!
Wheat.
You do, however, take 12 points of damage.
Derp doesn't understand why his one friend is attacking his other friend. And
I know, it's just awful.
Punches himself in the head.
Is that what you do for your action? Because it is your turn now.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I mean, am I charmed?
Mm-hmm.
So does he direct me? Or I just won't attack him?
It's not dominate. You just view him as friendly, too.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't understand what's going on. I just punch myself in the head.
Okay. You notice that Pontoon went to sleep. That is another thing you notice. You notice that the monkey's somehow flying now. And the singer, and the creepy guy are both looking like they hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I'm very confused.
Yeah.
Your world is totally turned upside down.
Yeah,
You're doing that really adorable dog, slightly cocked to the side head thing.
Yeah, I just sit down on the floor and start rocking back and forth, and I punch myself in the head.
All right, Pasquale.
I'm gonna detect magic on this bubble that I'm stuck in. Well, I know that it's magic. Do I know what the fuck it is?
Yeah, you're basically being telekinesis. So he's like Darth Vadering you, but not closing your trachea.
Then I'm gonna use some fiendish presence, cause fear on him.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Crap. Okay, so let's say.
Are you ready for shit?
Lovely.
Oh, I wish that could be a subtitle.
So the thing looks suddenly looks a little scared of you, Pasquale. And the telekinesis, like, you just drop to the ground with a thump.
Sweet.
Sean.
I scared him. Fucking scared him.
Great kid, don't get cocky.
From inside a bubble.
Stop you before I reference it.
I know. Let's blow this thing and get out of here.
Going to give him some more negative energy from my pointed finger.
You going to buy some peaches?
I don't even know. Dylan's just like a referencing machine now. Dylan doesn't have his own thoughts or words. It's just screenwriters controlling his brain.
I used to. There was about 2 years where I communicated exclusively in Simpsons quotes.
Moving to the country, go and buy me a lot of peaches.
Some presents for the
Can you
United
give
States.
me a lot of peaches?
Will for half, spell resistance, yes.
Okay, what's the DC? I just nat 20'd it. Go ahead and roll damage. I'll take a roll. What is this, an inflict?
No, negative energy, right?
Oh, okay.
17.
Word. Doesn't look like it does as much as 17, but it does some.
Okay.
We made it through a round a second ago. Craven, what are you
I'm
doing?
gonna cast slow.
Excuse me. That's my response.
But you just got possessed.
I just think it's funny because people at home are going to be listening to me slightly get more slurry in my speech every week. They're going to be like, man, they've been drinking for weeks.
Well, it'll be like
No wonder.
the 4th week. these guys.
I know the session gets a little weirder, a little bit more free jazzier, if you know what I'm saying. It's like when Earl Clue did a whole bunch of mushrooms. Boom. Deep Earl Clue reference. All right.
All right, don't get cocky, kid.
All right, don't get cocky, kid. Let's blow this thing and get out of here. What's the will save on that? What level is it?
3rd level.
3rd level. What's your charisma?
It's +4.
+4. And that was level 3?
Yep.
17. All right. He fails. He is slowed.
Does that affect his eye stalks?
No, he just can't move and attack now.
Okay.
Is he wearing any jewelry?
Strangely, no.
Does he have any 8s?
Eye rings. Eye rings. Pontoon. You are grappled with this thing
No,
still.
man, I'm asleep.
Oh, you're asleep.
Someone kick him.
I'm going to give him 1 eye ray, actually, because I think that makes more sense. To not give him a full attack. Oh, gross. It shoots at you, Craven, but misses. And that brings us to Derp, who is still torn.
Derp looks around. Is Derp close to Pontoon?
Derp could get to Pontoon pretty easily.
Derp walks over and wakes up Pontoon.
Pontoon, you're being...
Friends in trouble! Wake up!
Derp, the eye monster,
well,
wants to
5 more
give you a
minutes, Mom.
bath.
Okay.
No!
Siesta, man.
I wake up. I'll immediately try to stand up.
Yep.
I will.
Okay.
Bite my face. I'm gonna turn my face.
You just blew my mind.
I'm gonna turn bitey face. I'm gonna go bitey face.
Okay.
And try to attack.
Okay, bitey face is all you can do for now.
Bitey
But
face. I got bitey.
You got
face.
bitey face on. So you're...
I can't do body face and greater fist side fist at the same time, right?
I don't think so. I
It's two
think those are both
different
standard
things.
actions. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Pasquale.
I'm going to rape your in the eyes.
Love it. So you run up, roll me an attack on the Rufia.
Yeah.
Figure eighting the whole way up, I assume.
Of course.
Vasquez. Will not take this. 25.
Yep.
The cube one.
Roll a Yahtzee. One single Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. 1.
1. Yes. You managed to just... It goes in about a quarter of an inch, but it's a palpable hit.
The beholder goes,
Possible hit.
hey, quit it!
Maybe you should use your.
That
dominant
stings!
Goes, good. Ooh.
But I was
Switches
also
a
using
little.
my left hand.
I
Sean.
should put it in one of my feet. Get those extra thumb toes.
What does shaking do again?
-2 to everything. He is already shaken to Pasquale at this point. So he would be panicked if you fear affected him again.
Okay. I'm going to cast Doom.
Okay.
Doom.
Oh, yeah, Doom is good.
Does it make him just
Will
see
negates.
his own death?
That's another fail. Don't even worry about the DC. I rolled the single digits on that one. So it's what, like a -2 to everything? If memory serves.
It just says spell fills subject with a feeling of horrible dread and then becomes shaken.
Oh, so he advanced.
So he's already shaken, so...
He's panicked. That's going to be fun when we get to his turn. Craven.
Who's attacking the monster? Derp? Is Derp back to normal yet?
Poked it in the eye.
Yeah, Pasquale is peppering it with devastating rapier blows.
Devastating Morocco blasts.
Might as well be using a fencing foil.
I'm gonna cast Heroism on Pontoon.
Cool. Tell Pontoon about heroism.
Target gains +2 bonus on attack rolls, saves, and skill checks.
Sweet.
So that's in addition to the... Because we
The
haven't
+2
gone
on
5
attacking
rounds.
damage.
Yeah, so you're
Oh,
+4
hey,
attack.
let me add
+2
that.
damage.
Let me add that +2 to that D6 you rolled earlier.
Oh, yeah, huh?
So it went in 2 inches.
Wow, you did better than you thought.
That's
So
gotta
is it
take
plus
the
4
eye
to
out.
attack.
Prerequisite, that's what
2
she said.
inches?
And plus 2 to damage.
I mean, even if it's a big eyeball,
It's a
2
big
inches is
leathery
enough.
eyeball, though.
Yeah,
it's open
pretty
a
rough.
lot. Yeah.
Is there some pus seeping out?
Yeah, you definitely got some eye goo that squirts out.
Did it make like a face like that you could describe, like you were describing that?
Yeah, it's sort of it's the face you make when you're taking out your contact, but you accidentally grab some of your eyeball too. You pinch it, and then you go, "Oh God, what have I done? What have I done? Is my eye still in?"
Or for those of us who don't wear contacts, is it kind of like pulling out a nose hair, maybe?
Yeah, but imagine that in your eyeball.
Okay, I'd rather not.
Yeah, imagine that in your eyeball, and imagine it like gushier.
It makes a noise. I've actually removed a contact and it made that.
Yeah, the little suctiony cup noise. Yeah. Contacts make you a lot less eye squeamish because I could just be like, oh, look at me, I'm touching my eye.
Oh, yeah, you can like,
Stop it.
your eyeball go back.
Everyone stop touching your eyeballs.
Oh, now my eyeball hurts.
It's a little burning fast. The salt from the popcorn is affecting my eye.
So I stabbed in the fucking eye.
Yeah.
Put salt in your eyes.
And then you got heroism. Pontoon, it is your action. Ugh. Why did I touch myself in the eyeball? My hands were dirty. And get myself pink eye.
You know this hot sauce. And
Why did I squirt my hands with sriracha before I did that? No.
Seems foolish.
I didn't.
I just like having that sriracha smell about me, though.
I'm gonna do use my greater psi fist and then attack.
Okay, roll that up. The attack. Add
Greater
plus
psi
4 to
fist.
it.
Greater psi fist is a feat, isn't it? So
Yeah.
PP for that.
So yeah, use your regular old melee attack, but add plus 4 to it. And you might actually punch right through this thing.
15. 26.
Yeah, that is a Yar hit.
26, and then I get plus 2 to damage, so it will be 2d8 plus 5, and an additional 4d6.
Holy shit balls.
Oh, lords.
Oh, that's so many ones. 3 ones plus 7 is 10, plus 5 plus 6 is 21.
21.
Plus 4.
21 plus...
Yeah, plus 4 for her.
Oh, yep.
25?
25 damage.
The funny thing about that is I had exactly 21 hit points left on this stupid beholder. So it's now a stupid dead beholder.
Stupid dead beholder.
Stupid. I can already hear the D&D enthusiasts in the background like, that was the lamest beholder encounter ever. We should have killed every last one of them. I have guilt complexes, people. So the beholder's dead. It falls down into a little beholder pile of eye stalks, and
Are you still hungry?
its tongue sticks out.
Meat.
The one big eyeball comes out and
Wants-
sort
wants
of
a
rolls
meat
around.
Oh, the big eyeballs out. Now,
Yeah.
let's pick it up and take it back to those people and say, we've
Let's see
conquered
what
your
happens.
seer.
Yeah.
We are now your god.
I like this tack.
I like the S on the end of it. Like,
We
oh,
are now your
yeah, you
gods.
guys
Everybody roll listen checks.
Oh man, is this like the baby one?
too.
You just throw it in a curveball. You're like, fuck, I'm good.
14.
I rolled a 12.
Ditto. 14.
14, 12.
16 for me.
6.
Dirt.
Yep.
In the distance, you hear a vague.
Heard
Oh
something.
no! Let's go. Leave
How
it.
about the
He'll be fine.
cretin?
No, let's go.
Oh, it's fucking
No, let's just go.
We need the book.
I
We need the
heard.
book. Get
I heard the
one.
bad guy
Fucking
from
kill him.
before took the book.
Let's
We got
Dirk.
the book.
He carries lots of meat.
Go to the
Where is he?
Go to where.
Can I tell which direction it's coming
so
from?
start
Coming
screaming
up from
in
the other
agony.
hole, the hole that
Let's
the
draw
beholder
towards
didn't
us.
come up.
Okay.
Oh!
I just run across the room and jump down that hole.
Okay.
Whoa. Whoa.
I'll follow.
Yeah, I guess.
Whoa.
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 Hold on. Wait.
How big is the hole?
Can I cast?
Oh, okay. I'm looking at the wrong hole.
Okay.
That's what.
There's a
Maybe
hole.
so.
There's a
good.
hole in here that is 260 feet.
Oh.
It is not that one.
Okay, good.
It is, however, as you discover as the ground comes up quickly, 60 feet deep.
All right.
Oh, look at all those ones. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 points of falling damage as you land on your butt right in front of Brad. Ho ho!
I still have
Everybody else is still up? Or are we all jumping down? Or are we
Do you
gonna
have a disc?
disc elevator it?
Yeah, we can disc elevator it, but I'm gonna try a hockey loogie on Brad on the way down.
Oh, can we have a contest?
I am pissed.
Pee! Craven peas on bread.
Like, oh shit, I got a penis.
So you're like, you're riding the tensor's
Let's do
floating
this.
disc,
I know, I
waiting for
never
Brad
get
to sort of
yell
line up underneath you
Yeah,
and
and I'm
peeing. So you wait. Okay, so Brad is now perfectly in line for both of you underneath you.
And I have really
Unleash
good
the golden stream and talk loogies.
I have really good aim because I'm gorilla face.
Okay, so
I
you.
happen to know he hates
pull it.
being peed on.
I'm not a gorilla. I'm a man in a gorilla's body.
So you actually are.
I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
Sometimes he thinks he might be crazy.
He can still shit in the costume, can he? Reach down there and grab it and fling it.
So Craven unleashes a torrent of urine, and Pasquale spits. The spit goes down and lands right between his legs, and suddenly the chamber that you're in has just like a quarter of an inch of pee, like just the bottom, the top of the tensor's floating disc. So everybody's feet or boots or whatever you're wearing.
Get on Brad.
Well, no, because you're on a tensor's floating disc that's 10 foot wide.
I aimed at
And
it.
a 10 foot wide. You are peeing on a glass elevator. That's what you're doing. And
I
thinking
didn't
it's going to go
realize it was
through.
glass. I
Wasn't
thought
that
look
Roald
up-
Dahl's
I was
original
gonna pee
concept?
at the
Yeah.
edge.
And as Craven is peeing, he's going faster, faster.
Guys,
we'll never
I'm
get through.
new. I'm new at this peeing on people thing.
Did you ever read that book?
You read it.
Glass elevator? It's fucking crazy.
I read it, yeah.
So the floating disc gets to the bottom. All the pee sort of runs off the side as you get to where the opening is. And Brad's like, well, hello, brother. I see you pissed yourself again.
Brother.
This must be.
Is he by himself?
No, the whole Paragon of Valor troop is with him.
Can we see the book?
So
Yeah, no, Brad is actually holding it. He's like, I found this. Killed a foul beast to obtain it. The
Sure.
foulest.
What kind of foul beast?
A foul one.
Yeah. Do you have whiskers,
I'm gonna use
ears?
suggestion.
Had many eyes.
Uh-huh.
It had eyes on tentacles and a big mouth and a big eyeball. If you run into it, run the other way because, well, now you don't
I
need
thought
to
you
because
killed it.
I, Brad, the radical, have killed it.
So Brad's your brother?
That was the awkward smile for those listening at home.
Wait, was that? Do I claim that half brother? Can I claim? No, he's my brother. God damn it.
I'd like to use my cod piece of attention
Ah,
to fascinate Brad and two of his lunkies while one of you guys can try to grab that fucking book.
Mike, why don't you describe the cod piece of...
Okay, cod piece of attention was built by a wizard.
Yes.
It's a cod piece, and it has his face on it, and it will start talking and fascinate people in a cone.
So it's as though you have like a cod piece on it.
And it
And then
talks.
a sort of protrusion off the cod piece with an old man's face on it.
It looks like a cock.
So it's like an
like
old man penis face.
Yep, it's like the head of a penis is a face of an old.
And when it
man.
starts speaking, people can't do anything but look at it.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
Naturally.
Wait, is it everyone?
Well, people in a cone, people within line of sight of this little old man face on a phallus.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna aim it at them, so you guys don't get, so absorbed in my
Stare
cod
at
piece.
my
that-
cod.
I'm
I've
still
got to
staring.
say, if I'm in a room where someone's penis starts talking, I'm gonna look.
So
Yeah, I'm looking too.
Hey, I spent a lot of money on this thing. This is my ride.
So you
Resistance?
you activate the cod piece. What does the codpiece say when you turn it on?
It's like, I imagine it's one of those like Tibetan throat chanting things.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
And like emanating.
So Brad immediately says, "Good heavens, that thing is hideous," and like holds the book up to shield his eyes from this horrifying display.
That son of a bitch.
Can I grab the book?
But Brad's not the brightest and opens it as he's shielding his face to give maximum eye protection. And once again, everything goes away.
I see a trend starting in this.
Yeah, I haven't dropped in Al yet with going on his computer to talk to Ziggy about your probabilities of leaving. That should be the theme song for the podcast. It's just the Quantum Leap theme. And then every time you guys are like, oh boy.
Oh boy. Maybe the next jump will be the jump home.
The jump home. Alright, so everything's flooded in white light. And as the white light recedes once again, you find yourself staring up at leaves on trees. You hear happy, cheerful voices in the distance. As you stand up and look around you in the middle of the village. Well, not in the middle, kind of off in the outskirts of the village.
Is that like sleep?
You're not sure. Maybe seems like it was a dream. But, you know, it looks like a nice, quaint little village. A little weird, a little off.
Not yet.
But yeah, the book's still there, lying there.
Do I feel fully straight?
No,
Is the book open?
no.
I'm gonna grab the book.
And yeah, so you're near a village.
And you wrap it in a bunch of shit and hide it somewhere?
That sounds smart.
I'm not telling anybody.
I've got a large cavity.
Your ass.
We all know that, but where are we going to hide the book?
You see Brad.
You don't see Brad, you see a lot of people sort of milling around.
Do any of us
Do you have
recognize
paper still?
this village?
No, I mean, it looks like you're sort of
Can
like
you
your
cover
standard.
it so it looks, I don't know, draw a little stick figure on it, pretend it's a Dr. Seuss, something. Yeah, there you go. Pretend it's a different book.
Okay, try.
Alright, so Pontoon is disguising the book.
The book is bound shut.
And
Just gonna get some crayons and go
Yes.
down.
everybody poops. That is
That's the book.
Everybody
Ask
poops
me
and
about my collection.
Pontoon puts it in a plastic bag.
Maybe that's a good idea. Throw it in a bag and then throw the bag in a bag of poop. Go ahead, you can get it.
So you see, like, your standard sort of medieval people wandering around this town. Every once in a while, you see some people that are in slightly different, like, weird sort of clothes that you've never seen before.
Like future clothes.
Are we in Vegas
I
again?
don't know, you're not in future clothes. I mean, like, what is future clothes?
You know.
Silvery, like, space helmets
Silver
and stuff.
jumpsuit.
Like
You
what
already
the
have a
80s
floating
picture.
ribbon.
What the future is.
They got those Reeboks that
Yeah.
magnet shut. What does that say? Pontoon, read that aloud.
I've decorated the book with the words.
This book is my personal live story. Please don't open it or I will fall out.
Yeah.
Misspellings and all.
Got a cute backwards R on there as well.
Donuts.
Should also say no girls allowed on it.
I'm not sleeping.
Because you're so scared of no girls allowed.
Okay,
Lord,
So,
I'm burping. No girls allowed.
What?
Not that there's anything wrong.
No, of course.
Oh, wait. No, it's called No Man's Land. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Flip that. No dicks, all vaginas.
All
Solid.
vaginas all the time.
That's
We'll be right back.
It's also gay. It's just as gay as the other one. I mean, there's anything wrong with that.
So, yeah, they're not, I don't think they would be what you would classically define as futury clothes, but they are definitely different. See people hawking various wares, lots of weaponry, various types of incenses.
Does Derp smell any meat?
Dirk smells the smell of turkey
You
legs,
got a one-track mind, Derp.
Yep.
turkey legs,
Turkey legs.
artichokes,
We're at the Renaissance Festival! Hooray!
Yeah, around that time, you also hear a loud sort of like booming noise in the sky. It sounds like thunder, but it's like more continuous. You see this huge silver bird just fly over.
Derp heads for the turkey leg smell.
Guys, that's scary.
So Derp heads for the turkey
How
leg
far will
smell.
start taking
Does the bird notice
hot
us?
shots at this bird?
Does it
How far away is the
notice
bird
us?
television?
Bird's really far up.
30,000 feet.
30,000. Approximately 30,000
It's
feet.
gonna be like firing bananas.
Let's not have an incident.
You got to lead it by 8 football
So,
goals.
unfortunately, it is higher than the maximum 250-foot range
Does
of
the
your
banana
bananas.
come back down?
No, they just kind of
Oh.
dissipate in
By
the
me
sky.
and Cannon.
You hear people talking about fireworks and how they're really impressed with that firework display that just happened for no reason.
I'd pass that.
And people are like, that gorilla suit is amazing.
And I'm like, good, tip me. How much do I earn?
They throw these weird crumpled wads of paper into your hat.
And I say, what the fuck is this shit?
People start giving you wide berth now. I think the monkey's drunk. Honey, don't go to the monkey. The monkey's drunk.
Don't go to
The monkey is very rude.
Don't ever go to the monkey.
Don't go to the
I
monkey.
wish I could quote more.
There's a rude monkey right now.
That's my favorite Blue Oyster Cult song. Don't go to the monkey.
Don't go to the monkey. Oh Lord! About this time, Derp, you make it to a little stand. You can't read, but the turkey
Right.
smell guides you there. You see a plump girl with lots of metal in her face, weirdly stuck into her face, and heaving bosoms out of the top of a ill-fitting corset. And she asks you what you would like.
Meat.
She says that will be $5.
Derp want meat.
$1.
Wait, this is a turkey leg, so it's like what, 15 at the Ren Fair? Oh, 8. Okay, so she says it will be $8.
Try the paper things they were throwing.
Yeah, I give Derp some of the
Hers.
paper shit.
Maybe
Dolls?
little dolls?
I give him 8 of these papers.
Dolls.
And I say, give them to the lady.
I can't take them. My fists are encased.
Stuff them in his mouth.
Give them to the
Okay,
nice lady
I
now.
spit the papers at the lady because they taste real bad. And one of
Yeah.
them tastes kind of like cocaine.
Dirk has a lot of cocaine experience.
Yeah. There's a
This one
there's a
tastes like
weird
stripper.
acidic taste on one of them, and his lip goes numb.
Dirk mouth feel funny.
Their mouth feel funny. Want meat?
Dirk want to run laps. So she hands Dirk a turkey leg and more of the weird papers.
I take them.
The turkey leg is very tasty. You eat the bone.
Of course.
Yeah. How do you eat the turkey leg? P.S. She tries to hand it to you.
I just grab it out of her hand with my mouth. Being 7.5
How do
feet
you-
tall and
I
600
think I
pounds.
saw a few of those guys. That
What do you do then? You just toss it back?
I just
Leave her standing with the weird paper in her hand.
yeah.
All right.
I just leave. I eat the leg and walk away.
Okay.
He took it.
Yeah, I took it.
You took the weird paper.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
was like, that's nice.
Don't worry. I'm from old Mexico. I know how this works.
What else do we see around the area?
Like you've got all these shops sort of set up. You notice some people walking around. One of them have elf ears, but he's wearing this weird blue shirt with a weird triangle, silver triangle pin on it. And he's walking around with a strange little box in his hand.
We need to talk about.
And he walks up to you, and he's like, "Greetings."
Yes.
My, you're a big fella, aren't you? And then the box sort of beeps in his hand real weird.
What are you doing?
Is he attacking you?
Are you attacking me?
No, I come in peace.
Something about peace.
It's a little green man.
Peace.
Peace.
Pieces?
No, he looks like an elf.
You will come to
He's
peace.
like an elf. He's wearing a blue shirt.
I say, who the fuck are you?
And he looks at you in stunned silence for a moment.
Do you have something for us?
And then I laugh and go, I'm just fucking with you. Who the fuck are you, though?
No, I'm just fucking with you. No,
Not really, but really.
He's like, I'm trying to be Spock. Who the fudge are you?
We're at the Ren Fair.
We're what? Are we at the Ren Fair?
Above board. What do you think?
I think
Mr.
that we
Lee?
might be at the Ren Fair and this guy's dressed up as Spock.
We're outdoors or are we indoors?
Outdoors.
We're outdoors and we have permanent structures around us?
Yeah.
Permanent structures.
They look permanent. They
No,
look a little
like,
weird, but they
in
look
our
permanent.
world. We've entered
Some
our
are permanent,
world.
some are tents.
Where can we find ale?
Where
It's
have
like
you
cool
been for the
world.
last 10
Spork.
minutes?
Where can we find ale?
Oh,
Fetch us some ale.
Okay.
So that was your name, Spork. Where can we find ale?
Fetch us some lunches.
I'm gonna move towards the direction he indicated.
Okay, so he leads you to so he points towards a large tent.
Dirt fellow pontoon.
Lots of benches and
Lots of
picnic
bitches.
tables. I don't know what the ye olde times version of that is, but tables and benches.
Mhm.
A
A communal.
communal like open air tavern.
A
You would
pit.
say.
Excellent.
Pit in the ground.
I'm gonna sit down and order. I'd like to order an ale.
They're like, one of the serving witches comes up and asks first if she can see your ID. Second, she would like to know which ale you would like.
I asked for a banana daiquiri.
Pasquale is so worldly and knowledgeable. She says, unfortunately, she laughs. She's like, but what really kind of beer do you want?
And I say, doesn't you?
Bring me a flagon of your strongest ale, please.
Okay, can I need to see your guys' IDs though first.
What is that?
You know, you're like a driver's license, a passport.
Derp starts rocking.
Is your friend okay?
I'm not a driver.
He's like, okay.
Look, do we all look like we're a bunch of, like we're under 21?
How do you know
What is
this
this? I don't
age
know that.
thing?
No, wait. That's too much.
Why do you,
No.
Why do you
why,
need to-
what is,
Do
what
I
is
have
ID?
knowledge Americana?
She finally sighs and reaches into her corset and pulls out this little weird plastic picture. This weird shiny picture thing, and it's her face really really well painted on this little card shaped thing. Oh god, the only time term. You know what I'm talking about. It's a driver's license, guys. But she pulls it out. She's like, one of these. Do you have anything like this?
Yeah, he's making one.
Yes.
There you go.
Wait,
What does it say?
She's like, I'm sorry.
Pontoon draws a horrible picture of himself and shows it to her. He draws it in goblin shit.
And I will take care of the first round for my compatriots.
does that work?
She's like, I'm sorry, guys. My manager's gonna get me in trouble. I have to see ID.
You have
Then a guy.
seen trouble.
Hold that thought 1 second. So then a guy comes up, and he's this guy that's been kind of standing off in the corner, and he has these weird ball things that he's been spinning around on strings, in these weird patterns. You're not really sure what it's for.
I punch him.
He's sure.
And here we go.
So Craven is going to try and do the little Jedi mind trick. IDs? We don't need any IDs.
No, you've already seen our IDs.
No, you've already seen our IDs. These are not the IDs you're looking for.
That was his ID. Also, we drink for free.
If this doesn't work, I have a backup.
And extra turkey legs.
We'll save. She suddenly is like, oh, right away. And she'll go, on the house, even. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
The house is what?
It's all right this time.
Damn fucking straight.
So she heads off. The guy,
This house.
do you, oh, well, no, you said it. Let's roll damage on the fire spinner.
Alright.
Wait, did he hit us?
No.
No, I punched him.
He was waving his magic string balls very menacingly. 14.
Fire bad.
Dead hippie?
No. He's flying though. And several people stand up and are like, whoa, that man just hit that man. That large, ugly man just hit that man.
Dirk just goes, fire bad!
It's an applause.
Perhaps it is just their way.
And he goes running off.
Okay.
Around a couple minutes later, the serving wench comes back with a handful of mugs of... Well, actually, they're these weird little translucent mugs that don't have handles.
Could you bring me a banana daiquiri?
No banana daiquiri. There's just a thick, dark beer in there. And she's got 5 turkey legs. Which I'm assuming Dirk just eats right out of her hand. Yeah.
Eats 3 of them, yeah.
Is there still consternation in the crowd about the whole violence?
Some people are like, I think that's part of the show.
I'm just gonna pull out my ukulele and play.
Okay.
Sing a little bit. Nothing. Blah blah.
Roll me a
just,
perform check.
Okay. Just to continue the idea that this is a show.
Bring around for everyone. It's on the house. That's what she said. It's some kind of custom.
On the house means we don't pay, right?
On the house.
28.
28. People are just enraptured by the sad strains or the happy strains or whatever of your ukulele. Your
Let
ukulele.
a hat out.
So another hat goes out. More of the weird paper comes in as you guys drink your ale. And suddenly you hear cheers coming from down the street, down the sort of roadway there. People are yelling, "A new challenger! A new challenger!" Mounted on a horse. You see Brad, the Bradical.
Oh,
yes! Brad the Bradical has
found
come
his
to
king.
challenge your champion in single combat.
Can I shoot him off the sword?
No, let's calmly observe this for a while. Let's bring
I
our
have a long range. He doesn't even know it's us. He'll just be like, "Who threw a banana?"
let's bring our beers and let's walk
Who
down.
fired a banana?
Who fired this magical glowing banana of magical energy?
This banana.
This laser banana.
Potato launcher.
This banana laser.
And one of those legs, small-legged things.
So we're following the
I'm
crowd.
gonna walk this way towards him. My beer.
Yes.
I follow from.
Okay, so you guys get to what looks like a large jousting sort of green. There is another man in armor sitting atop his horse, and they sort of square off. Trumpets play. A man with a crown addresses the crowd and informs them that this knight here has challenged the champion of the realm
Dirk kneels.
to combat.
Dirk, get up.
Get up.
Dirk,
Get up.
Bath
Bath.
And horns play again. The champion of the realm goes and fetches a handkerchief from the princess seated next to the king. Brad huffs in indignation. They hand Brad a lance. The other knight, the champion of the realm, rides back. Brad looks oddly at his lance and he's like, "Somebody put this foam thing on the end of it. This weird soft thing." And he goes and he takes his dagger out and cuts it off real quick. He's like, "This isn't going to do any good." The other knight squares up. Horns play and they're off. Brad and the other knights charge at each other.
Do we see the other cohorts anywhere around?
No.
Okay, cool.
But there is a rather sizable crowd around. They could be, if you take a look around, you might end up seeing them, but not yet.
Can you make something work with a banana peel and a galloping horse?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can shoot a horse's fucking leg.
Well,
Yeah,
It's an exact
I guess
same
that's
effect.
kind of the same thing. Banana peel, Eldritch Blast, yeah, similar.
I say do it.
Alright.
Go for it.
Whose leg are you shooting?
Brad's horse.
Okay, so you shoot Brad's horse in the leg with a banana laser. Roll attack. on that.
Imaginary horse. Hope I kill it. 15.
Roll damage.
14.
So, the crowd cheers as Brad and the other knights charge towards each other. as they're about 15 feet apart, Brad's horse suddenly, its hindquarters explode, flinging the butt of the horse sideways and throwing Brad off. Brad tumbles, hits the rail that divides, where they charge at each other, hits it with like his shoulder, goes spinning over, and falls. The other knight's horse does not run over Brad, but rears up, knocks the other knight off, and then takes off in a different direction.
Is Brad still alive?
I'm going towards Brad.
Brad's still alive.
Damn it.
You're going towards Brad. Brad gets up and draws his sword, and the other knight gets up and hesitates for a second, but then draws his.
Why didn't I get these rewrites?
Let's watch this for a while.
And so the knight rears up with two hands with his sword above his head like this, high over his head to take a big telegraphed swing down at Brad's head, and Brad just stabs him right through the visor. Blood erupts everywhere. And Brad goes, "Ha ha! For valor!" The crowd screams in horror. And some teenagers chuckle.
Ironically.
Yeah. But the sword is like it's poked through the other side of the visor. This is not a stage effect that you could, you don't see this at medieval times. We'll put it that way. The knight immediately goes limp and starts twitching. Brad puts his foot on the knight's face, pries the sword off, and then holds it above his head. And then people start running. Everywhere.
Are you not entertained?
At this point, a ball of fire shoots from the crowd towards the king's pavilion, little box seats. It explodes in a flame. And you see a little goblin scampering towards it, just launching fireballs randomly everywhere. Screaming goblin obscenities. And yeah, what is everybody doing now?
I'm going towards Brad.
Derp yells, "Fire bad!" and charges at the goblin.
Okay.
Hit the book, right?
I will follow
Sean. Okay.
I will mount one of the other horses and ride around firing banana.
Okay. There's some horses a little ways away, sort of stabled. So yes, that is also doable.
Yeah. Try to find a place out of the way.
So it's pandemonium.
Yeah.
The Renaissance Fair is taking a horrifying turn.
Great time.
When keeping it real goes wrong. That's what's going on here. Brad looks a little confused why he's not surrounded by adoring admirers, but he sees you, Sean, running towards him, correct? Sean, what are you going to do to him?
When I get to 40 feet out, I'm going to hit him with a ray of enfeeblement.
Okay. Roll your range touch on that, please.
11.
You just miss. Pontoon, I believe you were right behind him.
I'm going to charge my face,
Okay.
so I become a wolf face.
Okay. Anybody in your vicinity is now really, truly horrified.
And I'm going to run at him until I can grapple him.
Gotcha.
Derp sees this, and as he always does when Pontoon puts on his wolf face, goes, "Doggy!"
I was hoping that was going to happen.
Derp loved Doggy.
So Derp is trying to close with the goblin?
Yes.
Okay. And you've got a horse?
Yeah, I just grabbed a horse.
Okay, mounting up.
I was like, hey, there's more of those.
I just grabbed a horse.
And then you're hiding somewhere.
Yes.
All right. So, Sir Brad, with an exclamation of, "That was unvalorous," steps towards Sean and swings with his long sword.
I was 40 feet out.
or 40 feet out. He moves towards you. Then he charges towards you. Closes. 32 to hit.
Barely.
Okay, that's what I figured.
That's
Oh.
For like 20.
What a frick.
And 10 points of damage from that long sword. Brad hates you. Brad hates you with the fires of hell. Dylan, Pontoon.
How far away are we? Right on top of each other now?
You could close and grapple him.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Close and grapple.
Alright.
Charge at him and try to bear hug him into my arm.
Roll me that grapple check. He's got a 20.
I've got a 18 plus 14.
Easily beats. Okay,
Yeah.
so he is grappled. Roll your spike damage. He goes.
1d8 plus 3. I'm going to turn on the poison again, so I'm going to try to steal some of his strength.
17 on the fourth save.
That's higher.
Yeah, 14 I believe was the DC.
Yep. Okay, so just the pokey damage. 5.
Excuse me, Dirk.
Can I punch Goblin yet?
You can punch Goblin.
I will punch Goblin.
But I do have him grappled, right? I have him grappled.
You
Does
have
it
him
mean-
grappled.
Okay, I have him grappled.
21.
To hit?
Yep.
Yeah, roll that damage.
Alrighty. That is going to be 14 damage to the Goblin.
Ouch, Goblin hurts.
This time, instead of windmilling his arm as he's running forward, he just sticks it out in front of him and locks his elbow.
All right.
And just power rushes right into his forehead as fast as he can.
That's a Goblin's hardest spot.
Yeah.
Are you now firing bananas randomly, or are you targeting something?
No, I'm just kind of firing in the air.
Just trying to create as much chaos as possible.
While I'm hiding, can I use the horn to...
But I am looking around for the king. Do I see him?
You see pieces of him.
Oh, he's gone. Okay, never mind.
You see pieces of the king sort of
Never mind.
laying around the immediate area. About this time, a Eldritch Blast flies out of the crowd towards you, Sean, for a critical hit. To confirm, that's a 20 on your touch AC, which I'm assuming does it. Okay. Take 25 points of damage.
Holy moly. Right in the nuts.
Right in the nuts.
That's magical.
Yeah.
Magical nuts.
As gold man sacks emerges from the crowd.
Pew, pew.
Pew, 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 pew. And Craven is hiding and healing. This way. You start hearing a strange noise, like the call of a bird or a whale. It goes,
We're here?
That's not normal.
What?
That's not normal.
You understand whale too?
So at this point, Sean.
Alright, I'm going to lay my hand on Braddock.
So Radical,
Yeah.
he corrects you.
With some vampiric touch.
So you got a 50% chance to hit Dylan. Well, yeah, 50% to hit Dylan, 50% to hit him because they're in a grapple. Yeah, because they're grappling, so they're wrestling.
So,
I
I mean, I rolled a 7 on the attack.
on the touch. Oh, so you missed both of them. Never mind.
I do nothing.
You flail.
Hey.
Baba.
Onto.
I want to maintain my grapple and fire in the face.
So roll all your spiky and bitey damage, please. That is like, this is very not radical!
11 for the spiky, or for the spike.
Mm-hmm.
And 18 for the bite.
Well, that's pretty respectable.
That makes 29. That's pretty good.
Dart.
Dirt Punch Goblin.
Dirt punch goblin. Goblin punch.
32 is probably good.
Oh, yeah.
So that one does 19 damage.
Okay.
And then he swings his left hand around and botches
Yay!
and confirms the botch.
Yay! You punch so hard downward towards the goblin that you get your fist stuck in the ground. The goblin goes flying after the first hit, though. What you got, Pasquale?
There was a fourth dude in this party of theirs, right? The guy with the ring. Can I detect magic on the crowd?
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, you get a faint sense that there is magic to your left.
I'm gonna charge, screaming and shooting.
Yeah.
You ever so faintly, you hear a as you both trample Spork. And as Parsnips is like, oh no! Raven.
I'm going to cast
What's the range on that?
Oh, wait, no, it's touch.
Oh, okay.
Close enough.
Yeah, no. Not without you moving.
I might be able to move. Who's
Roll it up for
30
some
feet. 71.
Yeah, you can reach Dirk.
Yay! Now you love yourself.
At that point, everything goes white. Another flash.
Who's got... I have the book.
And as you come to again, you get the sensation of being underwater.
Uh-oh.
And everybody goes, cool.
Not good.
And then there's a white flash again. And then you're in the middle of a desert.
Let's stay here for a while.
And then there's a white flash again. And then you're in a smooth white corridor.
Is it super smooth?
It's not. Yes, actually, it's super smoother. Super duper smooth.
Ooh.
You're in this super duper smooth white corridor with all these strange metal people running around going beep boop beep beep burp beep boop burp burp. And then there's a white flash again.
Alright, so that's the end of that. What the fuck just happened, John?
Well, we blinked around a bunch of different places, and it was 1 a.m, and I had been drinking, so we had to call it a night.
It's a good reason as any to call it, I guess.
I suppose.
Some crazy shit came up in there. We fought the Beholder. We ended up in the...
Eye-Beast.
The Eye Beast.
Eye-Beast.
We fought the Eye Beast and ended up in what I have to assume would be a Renaissance Fair. Now, was this the Colorado Renaissance Fair? Was this the Georgia Renaissance Fair? Because that's a big one, and I've been to both of them.
I like to look at this as the sort of Plato's forms of Renaissance fairs.
This is
the archetypal.
This is the archetypal. This is the essence of a Renaissance.
Yeah, all of them distilled into one. This is the Renaissance Fair from which all Renaissance fairs afterwards are just poor copies.
I see. And which many D&D games after which are poor copies.
Oh yeah.
And vice versa. Many Ren fairs are poor copies of D&D games.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. And some are very good copies.
Yeah? I've never seen any spells cast at the Ren Fair. I've not gone to the Ren Fair very much.
No, but you've seen wizards.
I've seen dudes dressed as wizards.
Right. Well...
a beard alone does not a wizard make, my friend.
True enough. All right, so let's... everybody come back next week and see where the hell we go from there. Where the hell we go from the Ren Fair to the 5,000 other places that we just blinked through quickly there at the end. The water and the robots going boop beep boop. And
I think I was intending that to be Star Wars. I'm not sure. Tequila had happened at that point in my evening.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. So tune in next week and see what John's liquor of choice is and where the party ends up. Until then, roll a d20, drink, repeat. Flagons and Dragons is DM'd by Jonathan Markheim. Recorded, edited, and engineered by Bob Morsch. Like the Flagons and Dragons page on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at FlagDrag. You can also send an email to flagdragpodcast@gmail.com.